Hello, thanks for attending today. I'm recording this session to post later. I plan to keep this short since I'm sure many of you have things to do. This is the first of our FAB Financial Awareness Basics webinars. My name is Cathy Hill, and I'm the Financial Aid Liaison here at Laurel Ridge. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to contact me. My information will be later on. And please keep in mind, I am not an expert, so make sure you do your research as well. To assist our visually impaired friends, I will likely be reading and/or summarizing the slides. So today's first webinar, again, is ways to cut down on daily expenses. So there are many different financial topics, and we will touch briefly on all of these today. I do plan to offer monthly webinars to go more in depth on many of these. And if there are other topics you would like to see in the future, please be sure to let me know by sending me an email. So our table of topics today is 1, create a budget, 2, meal planning, 3, using coupons and discount codes, 4, comparing prices, 5, cut subscription services, 6, reduce energy consumption, 7, carpool or use public transportation, 8, buy generic or store brand products, 9, avoiding ATM fees, and 10, negotiating bills. Thing you need to come up with is a budget. So you need to know how much money you're bringing in and how much you are spending. You always want to bring in more than you spend. And it can be overwhelming at first, but with practice, you can do it. And my husband is a champ at this, so he really should be the one presenting today. There are all sorts of budget templates out there to help you get started, and I'll be more than happy to meet with you if you want some additional help. I'll also have a list of resources at the end of this presentation, so if you want to snap a picture of it. And I'm not endorsing any particular resources, but just want to make sure that they're available for you to check out. Now, I did have one student who recommended the Acorns app. It's a financial wellness app that allows people to, or helps them to save, invest, and grow money through simple everyday habits. Meal planning. By planning your meals in advance and making a grocery list to avoid those impulse purchases, it can help you as well as cooking at home because it's generally more cost effective than dining out. And again, food is a major expense that we all face. So again, by planning those meals at home instead of eating out, you can save time and money. I'm sure many of you are very busy and are thinking, when do I have time to meal plan? Well, there are apps for that. I also know of friends and family who meet monthly to cook and swap casserole dishes to freeze for future meals. So cooking them together has an added benefit of building relationships, and they can try different dishes. I'll also be giving a future webinar about saving at the grocery store. Likely it'll be in the fall before Thanksgiving. One thing my husband does at the grocery store really well is he checks the receipt to make sure the prices rang up correctly. Those little errors can really add up over time. I also know people who shop at Aldi to save money. Food Lion and Martin's have apps to earn points towards discounts. And they have apps that are great to see what's on sale and to use that for the meal planning. Earning store rewards and cash back and avoiding fees is a win. So if you have the extra storage space, buying in bulk is another easy way to save. You might want to check to see if the Costco membership can help you save money by buying in bulk. Use coupons and discount codes. So look for those coupons, promo codes, and discounts before making purchases online or in the store. The websites and apps often offer savings on groceries, clothing, and more. And again, there are all sorts of digital apps, coupons, and promotions out there. I recently learned about one called Fetch. So with this, you can earn rewards by sending snaps of the receipts. You can even snap the receipts that you find that other people left behind. But do be aware, it often means a third party is learning about your shopping habits. But with artificial intelligence, there are all sorts of information out there on all of us. Compare prices before making big purchases. Shop around online and in local stores to find the best deals on items like electronics, furniture, and appliances. And don't just compare prices for big purchases, but even when you're in the store for smaller ones. Starting small and comparing prices and saving builds confidence and helps you with bigger decisions. So ask yourself, do I want this or do I need this? Sometimes what you need, what you want, and what you get are very different. Look for places to buy things at a discount. Facebook Marketplace and thrift stores might have what you need at much better prices. If you do use apps like Facebook Marketplace, be wary of paying before you see the product. I had a friend who got scammed trying to buy a car from someone he thought was a family friend. As it turns out, the family friend's account got hacked and the imposter was selling a car that didn't exist. And when he Venmo'd the money, he lost it. Cut subscription prices by reviewing your subscriptions. So there are all sorts out there, streaming services, gym membership, magazines. Cancel those that you don't use frequently and opt for free alternatives when you can. So think about the subscription services you have. Do you review your bills every month to make sure there are no hidden fees? Those small charges can really add up. A student told me that Spotify has a student plan that's just $6 a month plus free Hulu, which is great. That student also used his cell phone for a hotspot and was all the internet that he needed. So making small changes helped him to save money. There are so many different internet and streaming services out there, and many of them carry the same shows. You might want to drop some if there is a significant overlap. Our own library has a list of free streaming services you may want to check out. Also, think about how much time you really spend watching and ask yourself if it's worth it. A friend uses Rocket Money to help review subscriptions and be more intentional about spending money on those subscriptions. And as for gyms, we have a great one right here in Middletown for students. As I mentioned, the library, the one here carries newspapers, magazines, movies, and games. The library is doing a series called Food for Thought, Bite-Sized Library Tutorials. They just did one recently on how to read the news for free using library resources. The next one coming up is how to listen to audiobooks for free using the Libby app. Or check out other local libraries to see if there are things that you're interested in that they might have. Energy consumption. Lower your utility bills by turning off lights and appliances when you're not using them. Use those energy efficient light bulbs and adjust your thermostat. Now, I will be giving a more in-depth webinar about energy savings in the future. With some of these really cold days that we had in the past, it would have been a really good idea to make sure that the weather stripping around the windows and doors is good to prevent drafts. But we'll be getting warm weather soon, so still check it out. Also check with your local power company to see if they offer any sort of free energy audits. Where my husband and I moved from, the power company sent someone to check for drafts, seal the cracks, swap out light bulbs, and more, and it was free. Now, another way to save is as simple as turning off those extra lights. You can use surge suppressors or surge protectors, to plug in all those different electronics that will still pull energy even when you're not using them. And then with the switch of a button, you can turn all of them off at once. Carpooling or using public transportation helps to save on fuel and maintenance cost. And then if it's just short trips, consider biking or walking. So, and again, this will be another future webinar. I've did carpooling myself for many years with my neighbors, and it was great. It saved wear and tear on the car as well as gas. And the fewer miles you put on a car, generally the lower the insurance as well. And it's amazing how much you can save, especially with the price of gas these days. And you can find links to public transportation resources such as the Win Ready bus on our community resources website. And if you've not looked at that website, I highly recommend that you do. Buy generic or store brand products. Compare the prices between the name brand and the generic, because often that store brand item offers a similar quality at a lower price. Again, it can be hit or miss as to which is better. Some are exactly the same, and you can't see, touch, or smell the difference. One student recommended Walgreens skincare as a cheaper version of CeraVe. So again, those name brand products can be significantly higher than the generic or store brand. Now, those generics, they might be weaker in strength or have less product in the package. So, for example, some cleaning products might be weaker, causing you to use more, which then defeats the purpose of saving money. It doesn't hurt to give the generics a try to make an informed decision. Just remember what works best for you and what doesn't. Be sure to write it down for the next time you go shopping. Avoid ATM fees by using your bank's ATMs or get cash back at stores to avoid those fees charged by other banks, and plan withdrawals to minimize the fees. Banks often do have hidden fees when using ATMs, especially if you use a competitor's ATM. So you might pay a fee there as well as your home bank. So if you're planning to travel, check to see if your bank has any branches where you're going. And if you're not, you might want to get some cash. Also, businesses may charge more if you use a credit or debit card. This is because they have to pay those service fees as well to the banks, and make sure you ask before you purchase. Negotiate bills by contacting your service providers, such as your internet, cable, or insurance. You can negotiate lower rates or inquire about discounts for long-term customers. Again, it's not unusual for providers to increase their rates over time. And some of the increases are small and they make sense, and then others are over the top. Again, always check on any kind of loyalty discounts. I can't tell you how many times my husband was able to negotiate a lower TV bill when he called our providers, saying that if they couldn't match another, then we would switch to that other provider. I do want to thank you for listening. And again, the next slide has some resources on it if you want to snap a picture. You can also email me and I'll send the list of resources. So again, my name is Cathy Hill and my email is chill@laurelridge.edu. So that's CHILL at laurelridge.edu. The You Belong Here resources has the community resources link I mentioned. If you use any of these resources, whether a budgeting tool, recipe generator, fetch, whatever, let me know what you think. And have a great day. And I hope to see everyone at the next FAB webinar in March, where we'll be talking about scholarships. Thanks and have a great day.